Hi everyone, Annasha here from Shayla's Voice. Welcome back to our channel. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. If you are brand spanking new, we appreciate you stopping by. And remember, you have an opportunity to like and subscribe, to stick around, and to view more of our videos. Just a little bit about ourselves. Myself and my husband Sean, we have our daughter Shayla, who was diagnosed with autism just about 2.5 to 3 years old. Shayla is now 9 years old, and we've decided to share her journey with autism with you guys. So I hope you stick around and enjoy this journey. In today's video, I'll be continuing on with the IEP topic. The last video, and I will leave it below as well. The last video we talked about what is an IEP, how an IEP is decided, who needs an IEP, and so on and so forth. But in this video, we're actually going to be taking a look at an IEP just to see what the different components are, and what is it made up of, and so on and so forth. Keep in mind, though, that different education boards have different layouts. They pretty much cover the same thing, but it may look differently, and I'll show you what Shayla's IEP looks like as well. So let's get into it. The first thing we're going to look at is the student identified as exceptional by IPRC. The IPRC Identification, Placement, and Review Committee is a central committee made up of the principal, not of the child's school, a school board educational psychologist who has never assessed a child before, and a school board special education coordinator. The committee usually meets at a school other than the student's own school, and the invitees are usually the parent or guardian, the student if the child is of age, an advocate if needed, the student's own principal or vice principal, and usually the CERT at the student's school. Not all students with an IEP have an IPRC. Sometimes parents and guardians may have an outside psychoeducational assessment done. If they want this assessment to be included in the school process, then the school psychologist is typically asked to review the outside report to determine whether or not all areas required by the potential IPRC have been covered. Now let's look at the student not identified by IPRC but requires special education program services, including accommodations and/or modifications, alternative learning expectations. The student may have had an IPRC before and was found not to have a ministry-approved exceptionality, or the IPRC may have a deferred decision pending more information. It can also mean that the student may not yet be at the IPRC stage of the process. Student OEN, that is Ontario Education Number. The student number is a unique number to that student and will be found on all their documentation and can be utilized to bring up their records with the ministry and school boards. Most recent IPRC dates. The first central IPRC meeting that takes place for a student is called the original IPRC. Once a student has had an original IPRC, there is a review IPRC meeting held every year. This meeting usually looks at the strengths, needs, exceptionality, and program placements. This IPRC review is normally held at the student's own school with the student's own principal or vice principal, the special education representative, the teacher, parent, guardian. Date annual review waived by parent or guardian. A parent or guardian may choose to waive the IPRC meeting in any year following the original IPRC. It is common to waive the meeting in some years and not in others, depending on the frequency and depth of communication that has taken place on an ongoing basis between home and school. In some years, there may be changes in a student's learning profile, or there may be other new factors at play, so these meetings will be held. Now, let's look at exceptionality. This refers to an exceptionality that has been formally decided on by an IPRC. It is important to note that the exceptionality is not the same as a diagnosis. For example, a medical doctor may have given a student a specific diagnosis. That diagnosis is not entered here unless it has formally been recognized by the central IPRC and is one of the ministry-approved exceptionalities. The ministry-approved exceptionalities include behavioral, communicational, which can cover autism, language impairment, learning disability, intellectual, which will cover giftedness, developmental disability, physical, which will cover blind and low vision, physical disability, and multiple, which will cover multiple exceptionalities. We will take a look at these in detail in our next video, so stay tuned. Well, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and it was somewhat informative for you. We will be continuing on with part 3 of our IEP discussion. And in part 3, we'll be looking at the different exceptionalities that the ministry has approved to be on an IEP. So stay tuned. Also, if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to leave a comment for us below. We'll definitely respond to it. And before you leave, if you haven't already done so, remember to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. When a new video gets uploaded, you will be one of the first people to know. We will see you soon. Take care.